Alright, so Gretel and Hansel. This was a movie that I was curious to check out. I didn't go into it with a lot of expectation. This wasn't like a big anticipation for me, but I was curious to check it out because I love horror. I like that story of Hansel and Gretel, and I was curious to see kind of like it being swapped because it's called Gretel and Hansel, and this is now told from a different point of view in terms of their ages. Like Gretel is much older in this movie, and Hansel is a young child. Whereas usually in the story they're about the same age, if not maybe like a year apart. So, and I like Sophia Lillis. I think we all enjoyed her introduction to audiences with her role in It. So I was excited just to kind of check it out. Again, it wasn't a movie that I was like thrilled to see, but I was curious just to see what they were going to do with this take on the famous Grimm fairy tale. And I will say that as a whole, I don't think it's amazing. I didn't think this film was terrible, but I think, like for me, and this is something I told my friends after the movie was over, this feels like one of those specials that you would have watched in the 90s. Like if it came on every Halloween, like, and you wanted to check it out, it has like that kind of gothy, creepy, haunting feel to it, and it is visually pleasing. It's a very visually stunning movie in my opinion. I thought the colors were great, the location was cool. The fire, like there's flames in this movie that are blue that are like, I don't know, I was kind of drawn to that. So there were things about it definitely that will stand out. And most notably would be Alice Krige, I think is how you say her name. She's the actress that plays the witch. Phenomenal job. I thought she had the most fun. She did it so well. I wonder if she's a theater actress because she has like that presence of somebody that would do theater very well. I thought she was the best part of the movie. I like Sophia Lillis. I don't know the actor who plays the kid, but I thought the kids' parts was okay. They weren't standout. They weren't great. I don't know if that's them, because I thought they were fine as actors, but I think maybe just the characters were kind of bland at this point. I didn't care about Gretel and Hansel. I just liked the witch the most. But I did like that it was now told with the sister being kind of like at the forefront of the movie and kind of being like the big sister to this young child and trying to guide him and protect him. I did like that take of it. The movie, though, can get a little lost, I feel like, in terms of its explanation. It's not necessarily confusing, but there's things that I still wanted answered. Like, I had questions. But this isn't, like, a film that I would recommend that you rush out to watch. It's kind of that movie that, like, I would say watch it at home. It's worthy of viewing. It is tolerable, don't get me wrong. It's not the movie, again, that you have to rush out to see maybe opening weekend, but if it gets to, like, the Dollar Theater in your town, then I would say check it out there. It's worthy of still watching on the big screen, maybe, if you're bored and have time, but you don't have to see it right away. And I think this would have worked better as, like, a TV episode. And I was telling my friends this too. I think if there was like a series, let's just hypothetically say Netflix put out like a little 10-episode miniseries of all of Grimm's fairy tales, I think this would have made a good, contribution to a TV series. And my friend, she pointed out a really good point, which is that it didn't have to be this long. The movie wasn't long to begin with, but it felt stretched out. Like, because we know the Hansel and Gretel story. We've seen it 1,000 times. And you can tell that story within like 5 to 10 minutes, but in this movie they stretched it out into about an hour and a half, which, because of the pacing and it can feel very slow and not like anything's happening, it can be drawn out and feel like it's, I don't know, 2 hours, even though it's not. So this definitely should have been condensed, and I think this would have worked great as my friend said, as like a 45-minute maybe TV episode. Yeah, I think it would have been perfect for that. So I do recommend that you watch it. Again, you don't have to see it right away in the theater, but check it out at home, definitely. Visually, lots to take away there. Alice Krige, again, if I'm saying her name right, was probably the best part about the movie. And just, again, in terms of the way they were trying to explain, like, because this movie has, like, this version of Hansel and Gretel, because it's flipped with the names, it kind of has, like, a different ending and a little bit of a different turn of how they wanted to end it. It was interesting, but it was kind of like there was still more to explore. Again, I had a lot of questions that I wanted to be answered. So, aside from that, not a terrible movie, but definitely not the best movie. So, yeah, that's my review. If you plan on checking it out, let me know what you think of it. And If you have already seen it like me, if you just happen to catch it really early, then let me know. Give this video a comment, let's talk about it, give it a like, and thank you as always for checking out these reviews. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time.